What's going on, people? Guns blazing back at it again, and today we're entering the Dino waifu realm, and man, this deck is pretty fun. Pay close attention to the sick combo that I'm about to do. I'm gonna use Theresia to set domain from the deck, and then set 4 more. They don't teach that in Duel Academy, I'll tell you that much. Anyways, my opponent's gonna play Dimension Shifter, which is gonna set off a huge ego chain, as I called by the grave it. Which really I didn't need to do, but he cross outs the Called by the Grave. I decide to pitch in my domain here, which isn't actually related to the chain, but he negates that too, which is sad because it would have summoned my boss monster. But that's okay, you're gonna see it later anyways. Anyways, after we resolve this PayPal dispute, all the animations go off, and he has another little gift for me. Of course, he has the Harpy's Feather Duster. I think he should have did this in the first place, but he didn't, so I get to show off my thumbnail clickbait card, which is Hope for Escape, and basically this card will net us 3 draws. We draw 1 card for each 2,000 life points we're down from the opponent, and since we activated 2 life point halving effects, we are already that low. So yeah, go ahead and sweep my back row. I pick up the Ash, which is going to come in clutch for this pot of duality. And of course, a nice Solemn Judgment and a Sonic in the hand. And of course, the Pharaoh inside of me wouldn't allow me to draw anything but a monster on this draw phase. And so that's nice. We're set up. And if you didn't know, Sonic, the trap beside my Solemn Judgment, is also another spell or trap negate. But I just have to destroy one of my Dinomorphia monsters after it goes off. And now my opponent is just going to activate his Flu continuous spell. I'm just gonna negate that. And of course, with this deck, we just toss life points out the window, but as you'll see later, it's really not a problem. So I actually make the mistake here of activating my trap trick too early, because as I realized, you can only activate 1 trap after you activate your trap trick for the rest of your turn. So that means after I Solemn Judgment the field spell, I can't use Dinomorphia domain to summon my boss monster from the deck yet. So I was just hoping he didn't have literally any monster. But oh no, he has a monster and I only have 375 life points left. Unfortunately, my misplay cost me the duel. Psych, I have Dinomorphia Sonic in the grave, which prevents me from battle damage from 1 attack. And so now I'm about to show you what pen and paper life point calculation nightmares are really made of. Now we take you back to the PTSD of dividing an odd number by 2. But man, Gina looking kinda fit. These Dino waifus don't play around. And of course, her attack is tethered to how low our life points are, so we get these weird numbers. The nice thing too about Kentragina is that she can duplicate any Dinomorphia trap from the grave, and of course, including the one we just used to summon her with, so we can summon another one for free, basically. Anyways, first impression, this archetype is extremely fun, but it's kind of inconsistent. It's not all that much competitive. But it's not Exo Sister bad, it's actually just like not really that bad, like it can pop off sometimes. Unfortunately, if you do want to get the full competitive from this deck, Skill Drain is probably your best bet. I know, such a cowardly tactic, but you know, it actually has some nice synergy with our boss monster. Gino would be 600 attack right now, but because of Skill Drain, it just retains the full 4000, which that's what it is originally. It just gets lowered by the amount of life points you have, over 4000. And of course, to show the full extent of my skills, I also have the IO to negate his Foolish Burial and whatever spells he chooses to play for the next, 3 turns. It is on a little timer here because of my life points. They're currently not looking so hot. But you know, I can just take my time here. I have the Solemn Judgment set. I also have Ferret Flames, which I actually could have used to go for game here if I attack with Diplo first. Use Ferret Flames to bounce and then attack direct, but I'm just gonna avoid the possibility of ever attacking to a monster with too much defense points that it actually kills me. And as a bonus, we get to show off Crazy Box. This usually can't attack, which is fair because it is just a rank 4, but we do have the skill drain, so it can attack. Ah yes, the dreaded stun matchup. But little does he know, I will outstun his stunning. So here, I'm actually not gonna summon my Theresia because there might be a Solemn Judgment or a Solemn Strike. Dude tries to end me with an early Grand Maju, but I'm just too skilled. There's just too much skills in me. And now come my turn, I can freely summon without fear of Solemn Strike because I could just Solemn Judgment if he has it. So it turns out he did have one. I'm gonna go ahead and Judgment that Solemn Strike. Why am I running card destruction? I sincerely have no idea. I just think I stick it in every deck that I'm trying out for the first time, but it's cut by now, don't worry. Anyways, because of my skillful drain, we have successfully reverted back to the Oonga Boonga era with just normal summons and beating over monsters. I saw this there can only be one. because I do want to have more than one dino on the board, and Crazy Box makes an appearance yet again. Fun fact, I've only rolled the dice 2 times with this card without the skill drain on the field, and both times it blew itself up because I rolled a 6. I blame that on too much last gamble back in the day. I summoned his Moon Mirror Shield because he'd be able to swing over my Crazy Box if I let it go through. And I was finally able to pick up my domain, go ahead and set that. Once Gina comes out, she's going to be pretty hard to deal with. I'm pretty sure this archetype wasn't meant to be like a stun deck, but it works pretty well as one. But we'll try other variations of it, of course, for the gentlemen out there. But anyways, we have amassed full control of the board, and looks like there's no coming back from this one. My opponent does realize this, says his last few words before he gets that honorable Sudoku in. And every time I make this joke, I get at least one comment about how it's seppuku, not Sudoku. Yes, that is a wall revealing light you see in my hand. No, I did not keep it, but you know, I was trying out everything as I said. And wall revealing light is the fastest way to toss out 7,000 life points for literally no reason. But as I quickly learned with this deck, you're gonna be tossing out life points faster than you know it anyways. There's no real need to toss it out that fast. I actually choose to pay 1,000 here so that my life points get lower after he swings into me, so that this second Gina can get all the way up to 3,500. Anyways, just like me, my opponent is packing some filthy combos. This guy has the 4 set going on, passes it off to me. I do have 2 level 4s here, so I'm gonna do an Exceed, try to get my Crazy Box some action. I could have rolled the dice here, but he Rivalry of Warlords me. I picked Dino, of course. I choose to retain my Dino waifus here. And unfortunately, my second Kentagrina can't attack. So pretty good play by him to target this one to destroy it, and then Solemn my Sonic, which was trying to negate his Conquistador. This triggers a Therese summon from the grave though, so I can swing over that. Pop Trap Trick so I can set a Brute. And the nice thing about Kentragina is that her activation doesn't actually count as a trap activated, so you can have her effect on top of that only 1 trap activation limit from Trap Trick. Anyways, this guy's digging for some answers here, and he picks up a There Can Only Be One. Seeing as he put so much effort to excavate that, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it, and homeboy packs it up. Anyways, I'm quite new to this deck, but you already know the main thing is that you just have a bunch of traps that that cut your life points in half, and so we doubled down on that with more traps that pay, including Solemn Judgment, 3 copies. IO, and of course Skill Drain also pays 1,000. Of course you have ways to capitalize on this low LP, including Hope for Escape, which as you saw it draws 1 for every 2,000 difference, and you just pop 2 traps, it's ready to draw 3. We didn't get to see this one too much, Ferret Flames. Basically, it will make them shuffle all of their face-up monsters back into the deck once your life points are low enough. And we'll discuss this deck more in the upcoming videos. Still tweaking it, still trying out, but the last hotness I want to mention is Crazy Box, which is probably the highest 2 mat rank 4 Xyz monster. It has some gambage effects if you want to have a read at that. Didn't really get to showcase that part too much, but you know, maybe we'll see more of this dude later. Have yourselves a good one, and this is Gunsblazing, signing out. Oh wait, what's it called? The reason you're not seeing the 3 trap tricks in this list, although it was in the replays, is because I cut it, because the 1 trap after you activate a limit is pretty tough. And it shafted me a lot of times. Okay, bye.